Earlier this week was an absolutely perfect day to paint with friends from the Plein Artists of Central Kentucky. That is Muriel Penn, and she's an artist of sorts with a palette of tulips and hyacinths and unbelievable garden in Danville, Kentucky. I'm Roger Snell. Welcome to my art journey where I track my progress and improvement as an artist. The scene at Mrs. Penn's home is unbelievable. One year she planted 800 or 900 bulbs, and that was just her annual update. Dogwoods in bloom, and just a beautiful setting for all of us with the Central Kentucky plein air artists. You see some of them in their different locations. This is the view that I chose, knowing that this is going to be a complicated scene, and for some reason I just keep choosing the complex scenes instead of focusing in on simple things. But it's one of those rare moments where it worked. And it's kind of like when I played golf. I was always playing out of the rough or back in the woods, and every once in a while you'd hit one good long straight drive and you'd keep at it. Well, that kind of describes my art. 9 or 10 bad paintings, and every once in a while I do halfway decent. And today was that day. As Donna said, one of the members of our group, you can't fail if you're outside enjoying the birds singing and the beauty and the temperature and the weather and all of that, and that's how you spent your day. So how could you fail? The painting might not work out, but you had time together. That's Donna there in the foreground. She sat socially distanced behind me as we painted a similar scene. She's a fantastic artist, and she coached me when I asked about how to deal with the house in the background. I didn't want to create a fake landscape of sky and trees and that, and I didn't really want to do architecture either. So she told me just keep the house plain and neutral, and just suggested in the background, and it worked. But you can't beat the contrast of that white dogwood against the black barn. And that was my focal point, although the trellis competed to be the focal point, and so did that pink dogwood in the background. But I was able to keep those restrained so your eye still goes toward that white dogwood. There's the initial lay-in where I use yellow ochre just to kind of make sure everything is going to fit on the 9 by 12 panel. And once I had that, then it frees me up to pay attention to my values and start to work in the color. And there you see me trying to keep that house dull and neutral in the background so that the dogwood against the black barn will be where your eye goes and will be the focal point. Normally I don't spend 3 hours at a time on a plein air painting, but this one, like I say, was a lot more complicated, had a lot more detail, and it was working. So I stuck with it and I kept going. And Donna was kind enough to offer to shoot some video of me at work here. And just look at what a gorgeous day it was and how beautiful Mrs. Penn's garden is in Danville, Kentucky. I'll let you watch the progress and some final photos and videos here, and thanks for watching.
Did you do that whole thing with a palette knife?
I am when I'm trying to lay in clean color.
Oh, okay.
Try to get it.
You didn't do the rest of it with a palette knife, though.
Some of it I did, but,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, not. I did experiment and did lay this in
To
there.
get the palette knife out, yeah, requires courage.
Well, you had the right idea of just keeping that house in the background and keeping it dull, keeping those colors where they're not attention getting, and it's actually kind of worked. I kind of like it. because you got to have something back there, and I didn't want to make it up with trees and sky or whatever.